the not, no matter what your religion is, not apologizing for the grifts. That's the part I don't get with when it comes to that.
You need to repent. Even if he were going, I don't care if he becomes a Muslim. That's between him and the gates of hell or heaven if he makes it. The thing is that you literally treat a religion like it's changing a pair of shoes or a suppository or a tampon or a condom. The same way you do with an ethnic identity. I'm white one minute, I'm black the next minute. Now I'm a Muslim. Well, I see myself as a non-racial universal brother. I, it's a grift, okay? And he don't be surprised if you come in and the reason that the people want him over in that community is they're losing following among black Americans. So they're going to take him in. Have I seen this? I saw Ben
Oh,
Chavis.
actually, look, I'm not even mad at that strategy because Black Americans know Sean King ain't shit, so that's a losing ass strategy. It ain't gonna work. So
Well, but yeah, well,
go ahead.
you had
Invest your time in that strategy.
you
You
had
want to follow Sean King to Islam? Okay.
yeah, they had Ben Chavis. Remember Ben Chavis was in Islam, and I don't know if he's still in it. No, he's out because he was Chavis
If
Muhammad.
we didn't follow Muhammad Ali to Islam, we ain't following no goddamn Sean King.
Uh, no, some people would probably follow Muhammad Ali. At least they,
No, I said if you did, I said if he couldn't get more over Sean King ain't gonna get it.
Mhm. Yeah, well, no, he's not. But to me, and so you quit because you're disillusioned. But to me, okay, fine, you can be disillusioned. I can't tell them what state of mind, but there are laws, and so when you misrepresent and you steal from people, you lie, you cheat, you steal, you got an issue, and you should do more penance than that. Uh, Swapping out, changing horses. He's like the congressman from New York, Santos, and just as it suits him, it switches. I'm not saying he can't do it, but it is insulting that you certain people will hide behind one, not religion. They hide behind the phoniness of Black American people. That we forgive all kinds of craziness, like people are doing everything they can to ignore the atrocities of Puff Daddy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
R. Kelly ain't done half 1% of Diddy, right? And there are a lot. I mean, there are a lot of people getting into it because
You know
people.
who else? You know who else will get in trouble this year, Dr. Short? It's coming real soon.
Mhm.
It's the next year. Jay Z
Oh, praise God!
and
Oh,
and
hold on. You got my tambourine. Pray. Oh my God! Now that will make me go
That
to
man on
church.
the biggest
If,
degenerates.
if
Go
Jay Z
ahead.
goes to jail, I'm going to church. That will get me to go to church. I may fall out. I'll do the holy dance. If Diddy and them get arrested, I will go to church.
What do you think about? Talk to us about Jay Z.
It's very simple for me and Jay Z. He would be dead in the streets a long time ago if people didn't take him in and say, You've got potential. We want to see you get somewhere." Somebody, they did the same thing for Kanye in Chicago. People who are probably dead or down in their luck, but they showed him community love, which we do have. And that's my critique of Sean King. You got community love and you screwed us when you didn't have to. Okay. Um, Jay Z got love, and then Jay Z has screwed everybody to advance himself. It's all about him. He and Diddy are basically like COVID and AIDS put together, and that's what they've done to the music. That's what they've done. They're like Agent Orange, AIDS, PCBs, and all this stuff mixed together. They don't. Um, you know, they're like billionaire Bobby Womack's.
Ah,
And at least Bobby Womack created something. Sam Cooke. I love Sam Cooke and Bobby Womack. I mean, let the little boy drown was wearing the man's drawers when the boy's father is when the baby's drowning in the pool, screwing the man's wife, screwing his daughter, drugs. I mean, beating folk. But Bobby Womack could at least create something that's memorable. I don't believe that Jay Z or Diddy will create anything that will last. And if anything, they've stymied and hindered and destroyed lots of creative, great people, generations they've destroyed. And so I want to see their
Not
ass.
only not only do they steal the generations of music, but they also actively pursued other artists and destroyed their careers so they
Destroyed
wouldn't
their
have
careers.
competition.
No, no, let me take somebody because I'm very harsh on rap, but take someone I like from rap. I don't care what anyone says, folks are gonna just I love Queen Latifah. I don't know why I love Queen Latifah. I even like when she played Bessie Smith. I even liked the way her titties looked when she did the close up. I mean, it was. I'm sorry. So embarrassing.
She looked like the faded sandbags. But go
No, no,
ahead.
no. But those things were firm. I mean, she didn't have saggy breasts. They looked like they could hang. You know, you could play ping pong. They hit back. Anyway, I'm teasing. But if you look at her, if you look at Queen Latifah, they've done music, they've done all of it, and it doesn't seem like she's had to destroy anybody to make it. It seems like she's found her own niche and did not hurt anybody. If anything, she seems like the type that can roll and get along with people and handle their business. We used to have black artists like that that could it wasn't about having folks fight and drug and gang rape and beat and just you you create. Maybe you go on the film, maybe you go on the television, maybe you do, but you go on the radio, but you create and you establish your canon, your legacy. You could say whatever you want. I don't care who doesn't like this. If Queen Latifah died tomorrow, people could look at the progression of her career and you could see that each time she made different steps as she grew as an artist, as a performer, as an entertainer. And
Hmm.
there's not a whole lot of scandal and stuff. If it is, they've worked very hard to keep their private,
Hmm.
whether you like her or not. You get what I'm saying? There are a range of artists who've been able to create, to bring stuff, and they didn't bring the community down. These guys are nihilists. They destroy the music, they destroy hope, they destroy everything that they touch, and they need to be stopped. And the sad thing is, so many people look at them, look at their material success, and they ignore all the other stuff. Look, I think I told you, what's his name? Frank Lucas is a distant cousin of mine. He had a lot of money, but they destroyed a large number of people in Harlem selling that dope. You understand what I'm saying? That they destroyed people. And yeah, they had a big car and a chinchilla coat and other, but how many shouldn't creativity in and of itself have some esteem? I'm not saying the artists don't make money. Everybody needs a bag. And if you're good, you deserve as big a bag as you should have. But don't destroy. Don't make all this stuff that I've seen, this slut culture, this ratchet culture, this homo thug culture, everything that's not who we are has been brought to the forefront by these guys. I mean, and people that were truly great, Tupac, dead. A lot of these people dead early, way too early. And,
Yeah,
I, I'm
it just
sorry.
seems like that. It's just I see the writing on the wall with that, and also the writing on the wall not so much in morally corrupt as far as Jay Z, as far as someone who didn't hurt other people, but still being exposed. And I know you're not really into sports, and I'm not as into sports as I used to be. Not near. I'm 90%. Not nowhere near as into sports as I used to be. But I still follow along with some stuff. And the rumblings keep coming up back up about LeBron James and steroid use. And these are rumblings I heard a decade plus ago. And even that's starting to come out now, where it's just like these people who have gotten pushed to the top. It's like whatever the industry pushes to the front, it's almost like they have a high level of corruption relative to it. It's almost like they put people up there that they know they got something on. You know?
Yes.
And it's been in the sports media. What was making a lot is these rumblings have been around for a long time, but there are certain people who work, and and the fact that anytime I see a story getting put out there, and the mainstream sports media is not picking up and running with it, especially if it can make a black man look bad.
Yes,
that sounds like some higher plays involved, where it's involved and there's bigger money involved in. But the story won't go away. And it's, to me, between that and then Jay-Z, the rumblings, these are stories to watch for the rest of the year. Where they go.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Brown. Someone just mentioned this. Thank you for bringing that up. Rihanna. I mean, look, and I like Beyonce, but she's got more Grammys than Stevie Wonder. I mean, really?
Well, she's just as corrupt as Jay-Z. They're two of the same.
Okay, good.
She's no more innocent than he is.
I didn't say she's innocent, but I like seeing her shake more than him.
Well, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'll give her that she can shake. And I'm just, but again, for Sean King, coming back to him, and remember you said you were talking about the seed of corruption that people had to have be advanced. They advanced Sean King and Rachel Dolezal, another person cosplaying black, right? Or should I say Joanna Coon. I mean, this kind of stuff is ridiculous. You know, as we were late on the call. I was talking to some people, and I was talking to Sister Sean, and she got a cousin on the phone, and the cousin that she knew two of my cousins that died because the Department of Agriculture drove them crazy. They both died from brain cancer, from the stress that they died within 6 months of each other, both with brain cancer. And the reason I bring it up is that we see the real struggles and the real things that black people go through. That culture and all can't be conveyed by folks faking being us. And I'm beginning to see phonies everywhere. I see Kamala Harris. I see this Afrocentric Gilligan Island looking Joy Reid. I mean, damn her, man, with that golden marmoset monkey wig she's got on. She looks like Peter Pan as a black drag queen, man. I mean, what's up with her?
She looks like James Brown's drummer Clyde Stubblefield.
Actually, she looks like the guy who used to put the cape on James Brown.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Joy Reid looked like she sing background for Earth and Fire. Like she Phyllis Bailey
Yeah, well, Philip Bailey. By the way, let's talk bad about Kamala Harris for a minute. Let me tell my joke. Yes. What does Kamala Harris have? What's the difference between Kamala Harris's legs and a picnic table?
I don't know. Tell
me. Her legs are never crossed. And the other one is, why does Kamala Harris like Legos?
Why?
Because they stick together. Now, Kamala Harris had a big freaky party listening to Sexy Red with a bunch of stud-looking women at the Naval Observatory.
What was that?
It was Kamala Harris. She's nasty. I mean, you know what? I hate to be her OBGYN. I mean, actually, her OBGYN needs to be the EPA. It's probably so bad down there. Have on hazmat and stuff to try to get in there. Can you imagine? Put a spectrum in there and it not come back out. I mean, it's pathetic. She's pathetic. It's It was despicable what happened. They were listening, I mean, singing about eating a nigga's ass in the vice presidential mansion, and I'm thinking,
Yeah, that right there, that right there, right there, right there, that right there. It's like, oh, when she played and that right there for people who are saying, okay, what's the issue? Why are you mad that she's really black? She looks like us. The fact that like the black women I grew up around, especially of her age, I ain't talking about these 30-year-olds that was raised by degenerates. Black women of her age would never, 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 especially black women who went to colleges like they got degrees, they professional. No way in hell they gonna be playing no goddamn sexy red. They're not gonna be carrying no goddamn hot sauce and talking about, hey, Fife, women, the black women of her age, a real black woman of her age,
classy.
listens to Anita Baker, and
Right.
a real black woman of her age, is gonna be bumping some SWV.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be playing some Tony Braxton. She's gonna be playing some Rufus and Shaka Khan.
Right.
That's what women of her age get down to. If she listening to rap, it's gonna be some Lauryn Hill, some Outkast, you know, all this goddamn like her cosplaying and acting like she's black. What that does is now she's over here having sexy red in the goddamn vice presidential palace, represent black culture. She don't have none of them goddamn. Why don't she get one of the goddamn Dravidians over from where she come from? That be cross dressing and playing that sitar music. That dum 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 dum.
Or did
Why
you
the
see
fuck?
that?
Why can't Kamala Harris goddamn get a sitar playing or somebody play a goddamn
Or
flute out their news
or
with a snake charm like Kamala
or
Harris?
put her face in cow
Kamala
shit.
Harris. Well, what I'm saying to
Put
you,
her
Kamala
face in
Harris,
cow
is this.
shit like that picture
What
Tariq
I'm
had.
saying to you, Kamala Harris, is this. You gotta stop acting like you black. All this acting like you black, all this playing black, you tired of this shit because only black, and then when you black and bringing in degenerates, you ain't. Why the fuck can't you bring in Tony Braxton? Why can't you bring in Jill Scott to the vice presidential ballot? Why can't you bring in goddamn anybody? We have bring in goddamn Tevin Campbell. Shit, say you could bring in Tevin Campbell and be like, hey, gay community, we got the nigga from that saying I'm ready here to do that. You can bring in Johnny Gill, and yeah, well, you bring in Sexy Red, and then you saying you black. I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm tired.
I'm sick of it too. It's sick, and that's the other thing. There's so many people faking, people pretending, and they're using these people to hurt us over and over and over and over and over again. And it's bad. And the same thing happens in politics. They're now looking for people. They're running this Ethiopian woman to run her as a black woman. I'm not saying she's not black. She's not black American. Running her in New York, you got Ilhan Omar. You've got all these people who have the right to be who they are, but they're riding on us, and they have nothing for us once they get there to the summit of it. We already have our own traitors that we need to deal with, and that's why we've got to take a hard line with Sean King and anybody else like that. And it wasn't even about religion, because I know people that are very sincere in whatever it is that they believe, genuinely. But my point is, if you were never sincere and you were a Christian leader, okay, and you were lying and grifting all the while, to me, if there was no major transformation where you just came out and apologized, you had to get caught and people had to hound and make you do it, right? Then your heart hasn't really changed. And I use the term nigger Muslim. And that, yes, because you might be a Muslim, but you still a nigger. You haven't changed. You still drink and get high and do all this stuff, but you throw out this name, or uh, I'm Rasul, so everyone has to change it, and it's external. No transformation of your heart and mind. No, it's not. Kids all over the place, folks doing all kinds of foolishness instead of being sincere. I know people, I have met Muslims, and they are they are they are truly doing the very best that they can as Muslims. Truly. Whether I agree with it or not, they're living, they're following the five Sirat al Mustaqim. They are doing their Islamic path, their prayers, all of it. And then there are people just like I know we don't go to church that much. I don't. I believe in God. I got invited to go to Palm Sunday service with my cousin, then to go to religious concert, and I've been praying for the endurance to be around church BS for several hours because you know um when you go to, it's very hard for me because you walk in and there's one of these old geriatric studs in there that kind of don't keep themselves up, that want to be sociable with everybody, got bad breath, bad skin, moles, chin hair, and you know, aha, the Lord's blessed me. I feel like saying the Lord had blessed you, wouldn't have let you be a lesbian so long. But then, what you say? Well, God wants you to be a thespian all along. Oh, God bless you too, right? Right. I mean, it's my mind be wanting to tell people the truth. You can't, you I can't go to church because I might be honest. And it's God. You have to go in and put on your fake church face and start lying to everybody so you can get along. Because in reality, a lot of churches are basically a 12-step club for liars and hypocrites. All people that lie, they can't fit in anywhere else, go to church where they can bullshit. And there's some good music, and sometimes there's food, and sometimes there's a lot of sex in there because the people repressed have be like hitting yourself with your cross, trying back, right? But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you're still people. So if you don't really know, um, uh, if you didn't know certain people, if you didn't know certain people, you just wouldn't know anything about them. You wouldn't go to certain places because there's so much crap there. I'm not saying that there aren't substantive places. And it's the same thing with these people that are being put in, whether it's Candace Owens, there's so many people. We're being besieged. You can't even get
That Candace Owens.
black actors, and I mean all the actors have to be from everybody's, it's everybody but us. People from other Sheila Jackson Lee. I mean, good example. There are people all here running around here calling themselves militant this or that, and they're not even from here. Not really.
Right,
Not
right,
real
right, right,
deep
right.
roots here. And I know there's somebody mad at me. There was one of these Negroes that was out doing a campaign on me. I don't come in here constantly trashing people from other countries. You and I have been talking about 4 years. When we talk, they'll sit up saying, I hate foreigners. I don't like this. I don't talk like that. We don't even have a conversation. But when this comes up, you have people that come to this country and pretend to be Black Americans because it's a career, it's a hustle. We already have our own traders, and the only way to solve this is that anyone who's an enemy to us has to get addressed. And in particular, this is something that men have to take a role in. I'm going to just say this, for the most part, um, a lot of our Black women are failures, and they're not supposed to lead the people anyway. And that's the other thing of constantly putting women in places where men ought to be, and having men want to be in places that women are, instead of us working as a team, as Black men and Black women, to get our communities straight. And it's men that have to set parameters of who can be amongst us. You can't just go to certain countries and pull up to a woman that you like. No, no, you can't. You can get yourself killed real fast. In our community, a lot of things happen that people don't check. Sean King is an example of it. So is Rachel Dolezal. And these kinds of people, let us remember,
And
they were
so
with,
was Eminem. You
yes.
niggas.
Well, I've never bought anything by Eminem. and I'm never going to.
But you have all these idiot rappers. Unfortunately, a lot of the original head class of rappers doing things that Ray Charles, uh, Lewis Jordan, Duke Ellington would have never done with our music. These cats over here, just throwing a white boy to the front because he's white. But I want to. We get ready to close it out. I got somewhere to be in about 10 minutes. So we talked about that. Dr. Short, close it out with us. We're talking about these fake Black Americans and how they weigh on us and how they harm us. We talked about Sean King one day, the black, white, Christian, Muslim, and these people that just overall for the people in the back, for the people who don't understand why we have this kind of conversations. Why are we having a conversation about all of these fake black people and these black people who misrepresent us? What has been the long term? We face severe consequences for this historically.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to give a context as to why this is so important. Why is Dr. Short bringing this up? Why is it so important that we know who is who? How has that hurt us in the past, and how can that affect us moving forward? I want you to close it out with that.
I'm going to make it very simple. It's called tribalism or ethnocentrism, where people are very, very, very concerned only about their own group. When you get people who come from a very, very insular or isolated cultural ethnic group and they only like one another, they see everybody else as the enemy. There are people from Africa and other places that are right now, there are wars all over Africa where Africans are killing each other, and you can't blame everything on white people. They've been fighting before white people existed. Don't like each other, don't want to like each other. When they come to America, um, uh, the scam Africanist liars that we have in abundance. Like, I don't know if you saw the girl, the real pretty Ethiopian woman that was complaining about Black Americans coming to Ethiopia and lying about there being no hunger in Africa because, again, this a lot of Black Americans are psychologically destroyed and they need a fantasy, whether it's Wakanda or Africa not having gays or somehow that's going to the Vikings are black, the extraterrestrials are black. I mean, the mermaids are black. Everything has to be something like them for them to have value because in reality their reference point of what is good is white. So they're constantly looking for something black that's comparable to what they look up to that is white to make them not feel like they're nothing. When you have that kind of deficit, that's how people can sell you nails. They can sell you expensive deodorant. They can rip you off economically because you're willing to give up your money and everything to be something else or to do something about how you don't like yourself. And so the black hair care industry, the nails, there are other people getting rich off of how much black people hate themselves. There are Chinese taking deadly chemicals and putting them in hair care products. All they have to do is put a halfway decent looking black woman on the box. And nobody, no matter who loves black women, can't beg them. Don't sterilize yourself with these products. But look, it's a nice box. You know what? So there are a lot of sterilized people, people with cancer. There are a lot of people drinking the menthol cigarettes that are more carcinogenic. They've all been targeted towards black people because they know we need we don't want God and we don't want each other. We want other people who hate us to love us. And therefore, we take all of our defenses down, and people like Sean King, Rachel Dolezal, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Sheila Jackson Lee, and a host of other grifter, liar, tethers, or racists come amongst us, and they decimate people the same way you have white teachers molesting black kids in schools all over America. And a lot of folks are just happy that they've got white teachers. It's so we have a choice. Love the Most High, love one another, have concern and compassion for the rest of humanity, but let it start within us first, take care of us, or Can a people be eliminated? Sure, they can. Last comment. One of my favorite teachers from Howard University was a Dr. Ayodele Langley. He's a Pan Africanist historian from the Gambia. And one day, Dr. Langley called me into his office. He said, Mr. Short, I need to talk to you. Sit down. And he says, do you see what's going on in here? And he's at African Studies Department. He says, do you know that these people want to replace you? This is a African man who's a political asylee from the Gambia telling me that the Africans that he sees hate Black Americans and want to replace us. And they didn't come here to work with us. They came to erase us. He brought this up. I'm not thinking about this. Imagine this is an African talking to me. Do you know? And he says, you know what? Don't let them take your country from you. They'll surely do it. And I'll just give you a reference point. I have associates in Senegal. These guys are buying tickets to fly to Nicaragua to come across the border. And do you know they understand that the economy is bad, but it's better than where they are. A lot of them understand if they come to America, they'll have higher status than Black Americans will. That means they're going to be police and they're brutal in Africa. What do you think they're going to do here? You're not in the same tribe. You're nobody. And if white people are paying them and have their back, we don't matter. In 1996, the United Nations rapporteur, Professor Doudou Diné, a Senegalese, was run out of the United States by President Bill Clinton. He's Senegalese. Do you know what he said? He said one of the greatest threats to the advancement of Black Americans were the Black immigrants who were coming in, who were deliberately waging economic warfare against Black Americans, all the while benefiting from the struggle of Black Americans, getting access, but it wasn't reciprocal. Pan-Africanism without reciprocity is a sucker's suicide. And that extends to all the other people. Either we're going to learn to live together as foundational Black Americans in the United States, or we're going to die as stupid, atomized, self-hating niggers.
That's some real talk, Dr. Short. It's all about codifying it and seeing the threat is real. One thing Black people don't understand is just because you didn't start the fight, don't mean the fight ain't on.
And don't mean the fight isn't going to come to you.
You must understand that, we got to respond not to the environment we want, but the environment that we have. And that's what we're talking about here. When we're talking about, people say, well, there are coons all across the board, and that's true. But when we look at the percentages that are in office, from Sheila Jackson Lee to St. Pierre, to all these people, to that dude over there in Virginia, to all these people who aren't from here, they have the high percentage. Go back to statistics. When you look at the median, the mode, what's the average? Okay, if we have 10 Black Americans and 10 non-Black Americans being Black Americans, 10 Black Americans screwing around that are active, we might have 3 super coons, 3 people who can be bought either way it goes, and 2 and another 4 that's all the way down. When we look at them, we might have 1 that's all the way down and 8 super coons and 1 that could be bought. It's just the percentages are too out of balance. And if I'm lying, show me the non-Black American who's done anything on the level of a Dr. Claude Anderson or a Dick Gregory. Show me, give me 10. And don't go back to Harry Belafonte. I'm talking about, let's go to some people who existed and who did these things actively this century, in the last 25 years. Yeah, we got Al Sharptons, but we also had Khalid Muhammad's. You know what I mean? And so, and it's not to drive a further wedge. I don't want a further wedge. But us as Black Americans, we just have to be cautious to our environment. We got to look and see who owns the shade room. who owns Lipstick Alley, who owns World Star Hip Hop, who owns all these publications that are always speaking negatively about us? Who are these people making movies and representing us to where it results in let's all come together? Black Americans, we've tried that, so our message is a little bit different than people who got here in the last 40 years. That's just what it is. And it's all about drawing that distinction. It's all about pointing it out and making sure we know who is who. And there are plenty of non-Black Americans who are on our team. But let your deeds decide where you stand, not your words. And for those whose deeds show us where they stand, and there's a lot in this chat room, we love you, we embrace you.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the people that aren't telling us, hey, be quiet. You only want us to be quiet as if you want us to be quiet about this, my question to you is, all right, what are you up to?
They're picking our pocket.
What you doing, if you're securing what you're doing, you will be securing what I'm doing. And we'd have that mutual respect. But we about to close out. We want to say one last thing. I got to get out of here in about 1 minute.
Yes, I want everybody that can to subscribe to the Angry Black Men's Book Club. That's one channel, Angry Black Men's Book Club, or Dr. Randy Short, ABM1. That stands for Dr. Randy Short.
I'm gonna put it in. He said Dr.
Randy Short, ABM1.
And where is that?
It's on YouTube.
That's YouTube.
And also, if they can donate here, but also donate to you, Dewan. Dewan has a very good documentary to everybody that is on my channels, which is I'm beginning to pull a few thousand each time I do a show. Maybe not today because they mess with these platforms, but Dewan B, he's on YouTube. He's wonderful. He's a musical genius. He needs a few $1,000s, and we're going to start fundraising. People make it rain on the bullshit platforms. It's always shocking to how certain people not even saying anything. I mean, the super chats just constantly coming through, and other folks can I could do a 9-hour thing.
I do, but I gotta get out of here, Dr. Short.
Right. So I'll see you, but Dr. Randy Short is the cash app for your folks on your end, and we'll keep doing what we do. I'll see you, Brother Dewan.
All right, Dr. Randy Short. All right, cool. So
thanks, Nick. So everybody, that's over. We're gonna do another one. Hey, Miriam, how are you? Sister Miriam, we need to do a WASI thing. How can let me see, what can I do with you, Miriam? Where are you? Hold on, I do it from here. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. How are you, Sister Miriam? Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Sister Quiet Scales, thank you. I want to remind everybody I have this new channel. I want to explain to you, these people wage guerrilla warfare against anybody trying to do stuff in social media. You would have literally like the camera not coming on. There's no problem with the camera here. That's just some mess that these people are pulling. I don't know why they think that they're going to be able to do this. I'm not interested. But I will tell you this. We're going to be raising all the sand that we can. 5-5. Okay. We're going to be raising all the sand that we can in the next few weeks. We'll be picking back up. I'm still looking, got a couple things to put together, but we do want your support. I do want people to subscribe to the new channel. I have exactly 50, and these people are being evil. They wouldn't let me stream on my other channel. So absolutely, if you can subscribe to Dr. Randy Short ABM1, and I would appreciate that tremendously as we're working to expand our reach. We're headed towards 2,000 people that are on the platform, and I do want to let you know we reached the other day 100,000 views, to which I'm very, 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 very pleased to let you know we've reached 100,000. Sister Marion, I'm down for you and I getting together. We've been talking. When you're ready, let me know. We need to start doing some road warrior stuff. In fact, I would like to have a show with you soon. Hello to Muhammad Nassim. How are you? Hi, Nick Jaden. Hi to all the people over here. How are you, Shay? Um, Let me see. Ismail Sandoval. Uh, Nós somos nos Estados Unidos. Okay. Who else is on there? A lot of people are acting wild, but that's okay. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I want to let y'all know. In fact, what am I doing right now? I'm finally going to get back into one of my Facebook accounts. They've been playing games with me getting these codes. Y'all have no idea how shook up the elite people are. They're very much afraid of people waking up. They're very much afraid of people waking up. They're afraid of people waking up and getting serious and thinking and figuring out what's going on. And the minute that we find out, when more people understand better what's going on, the better things will be. Um, anyway, I'm going to probably do something with Brother Quentin, maybe later tonight. If not, definitely Pat Talk and other things are going to begin to kick back in. I'm enjoying the spring, and I want to encourage everybody. Please read the labels of the foods that you're eating. If you see a thing called metabisulfite, potassium or sodium, try not to use it. It can make you very sick. I am literally recovering from all that bad food preservative and just something very basic. It was nasty. But again, y'all need to look up Sean King. It's incredibly disappointing. And there are people out here running, acting like Sean King is a hero. Sean King lied to people and deceived people. I'm going to sign out here. I want to again remind you to like, subscribe, solicit, support, and donate. It's pretty easy to do that. You can send by Cash App. We're going to do a whole bunch of different things as things come into play. You know, everybody's a little busy, but it's coming. So you're going to see Chef and I, you're going to see Brother Juan and I. There are other people and Sister Mariam. I'm looking forward to working with you. You know, I love you to death. Let us do what we can do. Um, please, let us know how we can work together. 730-595. And so I want y'all to keep your heads up. And again, drrandyshort at gmail.com is the PayPal Zelle. The Cash App is Dr. Randy Short, $sign. You can follow me on Twitter. That is Dr. Randy Short, ABM1 2024. I have another one, of course, Dr. Randy Short, ABM1. And of course, you've got our Angry Black Men's Book Club channel. And of course, I have another one. I think we're going to get back into the swing of things. So let me stop here and we'll get back together very soon. Take care. Bye bye. Okay.